What up, peeps? MuaHaHa coming at you with some more Skyforce Reloaded action. Today we're going to be going over every technician in the game. That's right, we unlocked them all, so we're going to cover down on all of them just for you guys. Right now you can see I've knocked out Nightmare on everything. And the only prestige points that took me a little while to get was the one for participation in the tournament. So let's go through this real quick. Cleaner, we got all of that. Curiosity, got that. Body kit, got that. Lifeguard, got that. Olympic Games, got that. Gifted person, got it. Golden credit card, parking lot, contestant, weekend hero, got it all, baby. Now let's go over here to our technicians, and you can see the list right there. I kind of just ruined it for you. Went right into Haze Core. Let's start out with Gringo Star. You guys already know Gringo Star, I'm sure, but let's go ahead and show how he works. Gringo Star fills a random crate with a bunch of extra stars. So basically, as you're flying around, you're going to get one crate laying out that's like gold and kind of glows a little bit. When you hit that crate, you get a ton of stars that release from that crate. And really good for star collecting. I'm really glad that this is your first technician, because for those of you guys who are free to play and you need to gain some extra stars, this really helps you guys out. Next one over is Kate Brush. Paints over your first scratch, that's one more chance to stay untouched. So basically, if you get hit and that emergency shield kicks in, you're still good to go. You haven't taken any damage yet. And then if you get hit a second time, you got Kate Brush, you're gonna be okay. Your score is still gonna say untouched. So that's how Kate Brush works. Next one up in the line is Burton Panic. Has a few power-ups of his own. Basically, he carries around with him an additional laser, an additional shield, an additional mega bomb. So every now and then, just randomly, you'll get one of those power-ups that kick off, and you don't get to choose when it happens, and sometimes it's really unexpected. You'll know that it's his capability going off, because usually he's got like a little sound effect. He's like... and then next one up, we got Lucy Clover. Brings good fortune in all aspects. So basically, she increases your luck in the game. This increases for card drops, for aircraft or plane parts drops. It also increases your luck for getting your emergency shield to kick in case you get hit. So it works out that way too. If you can pair Lucy Clover up with your Ace of Spades aircraft, you should have no problem finding cards. It's going to help you guys out a lot. Slo Mo Chan is by far my favorite technician, and I used him a lot. It was absolutely essential in getting that 33 million high score. If you guys saw that in the last video, if you didn't, go check out the last video, and it talks about how I reached 33 million points in the last tournament. But also critical in being able to beat all of the Nightmare stages. But like I warned you guys in a previous video, Slo Mo Chan makes you soft. So if you're using Slo Mo Chan a lot, just understand that once you get into a point where you want to stop using Slo Mo Chan, which you're going to want to for Haze Core. So once you stop using Slo Mo Chan, if you've been using them for a while, guess what? It's going to be tough for you. And it's been tough for me. So I go back into Nightmare mode with Haze Core without Slo Mo Chan, and it's tough. So watch out. Use him if you've got to use him, but just know that he's going to make you a little soft. Tase Mebro strikes nearby enemies with a lightning bolt. He's kind of neat. I mean, I think he's probably more applicable to you if you are rocking the Gladius, because you got to be in close to make those shots count anyway. But basically what he does is, as he's flying close, he shoots out a little zapper kind of thing, little electricity that zaps close in enemies. It is by no means an insta-kill, which kind of makes him a little bit weak, honestly. I didn't use him for much. I tried him out a couple of times, but ultimately I kind of found him to be a little bit too weak, and only could really pair up with the Gladius, because you got to be close into fire. Next up is Holo Granny. Holo Granny is an interesting card. So basically she creates these little holograms of another plane, and those holograms attract all of the enemy fire. So any cannons that are shooting, any gunfire, any lasers or whatever, they're all going to be directed toward the hologram that pops up. Now here's the problem with this technician. If you're flying in and all of the enemy fire focuses off to one side, and that gives you a little bit of wiggle room to start doing some work. As soon as that hologram goes away, and she doesn't last very long, as soon as that hologram goes away and everybody points back at you, you've now lost all of your screen real estate. Like, you can't go anywhere. There's nowhere you can go because all of that previous ammo fire is covering up one side of the screen, and now they're loading up on ammo fire right where you are, and so you kind of get stuck. So I used Holo Granny once, and I don't plan to use her again. It's kind of, I think she's a little bit frustrating for me personally. I find her frustrating to use. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think of her, and maybe I'm just not playing her right. And now for the one everybody's been waiting for, Haze Core. You gotta have all 600 prestige points to get him, and he helps out in chasing those high scores. So basically what he does is, he doesn't add an additional multiple to your score, he opens up, now you remember flying through the levels, how there was always, you saw those little things where you can get the power-ups for your laser, for your mega bomb, for your shield, right? Like it'll drop, it's like a little canister, you sit over it, hover long enough, and you pick up an extra mega bomb, shield, or laser. Works the same way. Those ones that have not turned over yet, and you're always sitting there kind of flying over them like, I wonder what this is going to become. They become score multipliers. And so when you hover over them, it gives you an additional multiplier to your score, times 1, times 2, so on and so forth. Here's the thing, not all levels have them. So stage 1 doesn't have any. At least I don't think so. I've flown them a couple times with Haze Core, didn't do me anything. Didn't do me any good at all. Stage 2, I think, only has 1. So you can get in there and you can basically increase your score from, if you've done all of the nightmare medals and everything, you already get a times 20 multiplier. This would give you a times 21 multiplier. Okay, so after watching this more closely, I realize I'm dead wrong right here. Basically, the way this thing works, as you can see, you start getting an addition to your score right off the bat. So the longer you hover over that thing, the more points you get. And so as it goes from times 1 to times 2 to times 3, the numbers and the points or whatever just rack up more quickly. So that's how those things work. But I can tell you right now that it is not easy. Going into Nightmare without Slo Mo Chan, you're going to have to max out all your stuff, all of your super weapons, just to try to get through it. And then you've got to, on top of that, land on top of one of those and stay on top of one of those canisters to get that score multiplier. So it is tough. If you can make it work, more power to you. Your score is going to show it on the leaderboard that you are rocking it. But yeah, it's something that I have not really figured out how to master. So that basically covers the technicians. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think, what your favorite one is to use. If you guys have unlocked them all. If you haven't, how close you're getting to getting them. But yeah, let us know what you guys think. And if you have any questions that I didn't already cover on these guys, let me know. As an additional bonus and quick tip, I'm going to point you guys back to, I'll put the link right up here somewhere. Pointing back to the previous video I did talking about technicians. In the comments section, one of you guys left a really good description of what areas are the best for drop rates. So if you are short on prestige points for rescue survivors or the lifeguard, or if you're short on curiosity for destroying boxes or cleaners for destroying enemies, there is a list on there that shows which stages have the most for those 3 categories. Which one has the most crates, which one has the most survivors, which one has the most enemies. I'll tell you, by and far, the best way to knock out these categories is obviously running tournaments, because you can just go through indefinitely and keep going and keep going and keep going, and you're going to knock it out a lot faster that way. Plus, you got to get the contestant and you got to get the weekend hero achievements anyway. But when you're not playing on a weekend and you can't play in that tournament, there are the stages that have better odds. And like I said, I'll link to that video up here. Last part I want to touch on is some of the quick ways to help you out with getting some of these achievements. For Weekend Hero, it stacks depending on how many people that you have friended up. So if you've got, 3 friends and you're beating them every time, well, that's great, but it's going to take you a long time to knock out that achievement because you're only beating 3 friends. That's why you need to go in here, drop your SFR ID in the comments section, grab other people's SFR IDs, add them to your friends list. That way you can beat out more people over the weekend tournament, and that's going to give you better odds of knocking out that one quickly. For the contestant one, what you can do and what some people have recommended doing in order to get through it quickly is go into start a tournament round. As soon as you start, hit the pause button hit restart the level, it'll restart the level. Do that over and over and over again. Each time you do it, it counts for a go, and that'll help you kind of cycle through some of those pretty quickly. If you're running tournament level, if you're running the full tournament level every time for 250 times, it's going to take you a very long time to get that achievement. As far as collecting the aircraft parts and cards, all I can tell you is the best way to do that is go the highest level you can successfully complete on the highest difficulty you can handle without getting shot. And then go and use your ace of spades to get through that stage. You don't have to worry about killing enemies. You don't have to worry about rescuing people. All you got to be able to do is bust open crates, and hopefully one of those crates will drop a card. If you've got Lucy Clover, make sure that you have her as your technician, and that'll help you out. Gifted person, collect gifts. Again, having a lot of friends helps with this, but all of that gifting is done automatically. It's not something that you can actually physically do or make happen faster. You just basically got to have a lot of friends, and then every time you log on and you hit go or whatever, then you're going to get gifts. Olympic medals, that's getting all of the medals for each of the stages. You just got to play those stages. You got to get, you got to unlock Nightmare. The way you unlock Nightmare is by beating stage 13 on normal. Once you beat stage 13 on normal, then Nightmare's unlocked for everything, and you can go through and start knocking out those medals. Again, Slo Mo Chan is going to help you knock out those levels better than anybody. Survivors, we already talked about. For the body kit, install the upgrades. You just got to go in there and install the upgrades. What I highly recommend doing, and I'm going to go in here and show you guys real quick. You go into this, and you go up here to the shop. Buy the SX2 Star Doubler. It helps support the devs who made this game, even though it's free to play. But that Star Doubler is going to help you get your stars as fast as possible, which is going to help you do these upgrades a lot faster, which is going to help you get that prestige point for body kit. Okay, and yeah, that about covers it. That about wraps it up. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think. MuaHaHa out.